What is up, guys? We are back at my home away from home, NCM Motorsports Park. One of my favorite places to be, and like I said in a previous video, we are going to be getting rid of the R1-M to make room for the GT500. But I figured what better way to say goodbye to the R1 than bring it out to the track for one last hoorah. And I'm here with my buddy Jade. He's got his brand new Ducati 969 Panigale. I love this bike. This thing is sick. So yeah, we got the drivers meeting coming up in a little bit, and then we are going to go out for our first session. The goal for today is obviously keep it on two wheels because this thing is for sale. And we're just out here to have a blast. So hopefully we get some good track footage for you guys. Alright guys, so this was, I believe, the second session of the day. The first session is full course yellow, more or less just kind of a warm-up session. So this was really the first session we got to kind of go full speed. And Jade's actually up at the front of this pack, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get up to him to catch him. And got a little CBR 1000 in front of me that actually surprised me right here on the straightaway. I was not prepared for him to be that quick down the straightaway, and short shifting at 10,000 RPMs just was not going to get it done here. So at this point I pretty much realized that passing this guy was going to be a pretty tall task, because in novice group you can only pass in the straightaways, and 1000cc versus 1000cc, even though the R1 probably is a little bit quicker if you wind it all the way out, it's still pretty difficult to pass in the straightaways. So I realize that I'm going to have to get a little bit strategic here and really try to get the drive on him on corner exit. Definitely can't get it done here. So now I'm just kind of thinking of where I can set him up, stay as close as possible, and kind of late apex him and get a real good drive on him. And I think at this point I kind of thought to myself that maybe coming out of Deception, turn 12, that I might be able to get a good drive on him heading up towards tabletop. So that's kind of what I'm trying to set up for here, just stay close to him and then set him up at Deception. Heading down into the hairpin now, which is the corner right before Deception. So this is where I'm just trying to stay as close as possible. And then I'm going to late apex turn 12 and 13 here, and then try to make the pass on him on the outside. So late apex here, get as close as possible, and then really try to get the drive on him here, which I did, but definitely too dangerous of a move, and I back off. So now at this point I realize that I'm gonna have to get him on the front straight, which is where he completely destroyed me on the last lap. So I know at this point I really gotta get a good drive on him coming onto the front straight. And this is the corner right before the front straight. Just trying to stay as close as possible, late apex, and really drive it hard out of the corner. And we get around him with no problem there. Still short shifting. Hit about 147 in the straight there. Hard on the brakes. Now I think I see Jade up there in front of these couple bikes here. So I'm trying to do my best to get past them as quick as possible. Super fun corner there. Big lean angle. This corner and this next one right here, this left-hander, was probably as close as we got all day long to dragging a knee, but still haven't got the chance to drag a knee yet, guys. We'll get there one day. Here I'm just trying to find a safe place where I can pass this guy. It's definitely not going to be going over tabletop. Bike gets real light coming over tabletop. There were many times during the day I got the front wheel to pick up coming over there at about 110, 120. It's a lot of fun. Should have no problem getting around him on the straightaway here. Yep. And then the instructor gives the wave around. And now I see Jade and I am pushing as hard as I can to try to catch him. 153 mile an hour. Hard on the brakes. That's a nail biter there. See a little bit of head shake transitioning into the bus stop there, which is a lot of fun. I actually love that little bit of head shake when you know you're driving, lets you know you're driving real nice out of the corner when you get that little bit of head shake. Rolling real nice speed through there. Gotta be careful there. Sometimes it's hard to forget when you have so many laps on a certain track in a car and then you go to a bike. You gotta keep in mind that you don't run the exact same line and you can't use every single inch of the track the same way as you would on a car, or you will get in trouble. As you can see, I have a habit of getting real close to those rumble strips. Again, in a car, you can use every drop of that. On a bike, probably not the best idea. So here, it looks like I've caught up with Jade because he caught some traffic, which allowed me to reel him in. And I believe we do get past him and we do get a good clean lap to run together. R6 sandwich there. This was probably one of my favorite laps of the day. This was a fun lap here. We both had a pretty open track and really got to play. It also helps to make for some really fun laps, be it that we're both pretty evenly skilled on a bike, on track. This is my third track day total on a bike, and this is Jade's second, I believe.
So we're both pretty evenly matched on bikes, which makes for some really fun lead-follow laps. But make no mistake, for those of you that don't know who Jade Buford is, he is an IMSA and Pirelli World Challenge pro race car driver, and he's also a Ford factory driver. He drives for Multimatic Racing. He's also done development driving on the GT350 and GT350R, as well as the Ford GT. So needless to say, he knows his way around a racetrack quite well. So Jade also does have an Instagram. You guys can go give him a follow. I'll post his Instagram right here up on the screen. It's at Jade Buford Racing. So make sure you guys go give him a follow. Finally run into some traffic here to complete the lap. Dive bomb engaged. And the instructor here says he ain't having that.
Alright guys, so the first real session of the day is in the books. We did do one warm-up session right after the driver's meeting, but I typically don't record any footage for that because it's kind of a slow pace, just get tires warmed up, get your brain warmed up kind of session. So we just did the first real session. I didn't get a chance to look at any of the footage yet, but Jade tells me that we hit 157 miles an hour on the straightaway there. So yeah, the track is a lot faster here when you're running the max straight configuration. With the cars, we normally run the sinkhole here, and they don't run the sinkhole on the bike, so a lot faster. And there was still plenty of room left on the brakes, so I think easily these bikes can hit 160 miles an hour, which, needless to say, is freaking insane out here. It's like 100 degrees out here. I damn near had a heat stroke on that last session, so I may skip this next session, have some lunch, and then go back out for the first session after lunch, and hope it goes just as good as the last one. Alright guys, the rain has arrived, so that is going to cut our track day short. And like I said, this was our final track day with the R1M. We're going to be getting rid of the bike, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of cool stuff planned this year, including the GT500's coming. We're going to see this guy drive the GT500, Jade Buford, pro IMSA driver, Pirelli World Challenge. So we got that to look forward to on the channel. Honestly, I can't wait to see what he could do in this thing, in the GT500 out here. But yeah, it's kind of sad, honestly, to know this is the last time I'll get to use the R1 out on track. But hopefully at some point, maybe next year, I'll replace this with another R1. Maybe I'll get another R1M, or who knows, maybe even a Ducati. Always dreamed of having a Ducati. So like I said, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.